I'm Michelle. Welcome back to Finally Revealed. This channel is all about providing practical information to you. And in today's episode, I want to talk about how to quit your job, actually going about it. Now, I have a couple of other videos, and I will put the links to those other videos below. And as we're working on this series, I'll add those. So check back if you can't find the videos. Hopefully, you'll subscribe, and that'll take care of it. But check back and look down below, and as this series continues, I will track that. We also have the channel organized into playlists. So look for Quit My Job, and these will all show up. Okay. Now, in today's video, I want to talk about, like I said, going about quitting the job and having some expectations and planning it a little bit. Now, the first thing you want to do is be aware. Do you have a contract, either a union contract or a direct employment contract? In that contract, it most likely provides what type of notice you're going to have to give and what type of time frame and reasons that you're going to have to give for separating from employment or getting out of that contract and terminating it. If you don't have a particular specific contract to you, then if you are in an employment at will state, then just like they can fire you anytime, you can quit anytime. So that's a little bit different. And then you're going to want to look at customs. What's normal in your industry, what's normal in your profession, and what's normal in your company. You want to look at that, think about what the company policy is, if they're going to pay you for vacation that's unused or sick leave that's unused. Sometimes that's tied to you giving them a decent amount of notice and working out that notice. So be aware of what people have done in the past and how the company has reacted if there's not a specific policy for it. Now, there may be a policy for it in your manual. Your manual's not typically a contract with you, but it sets out what the expectations are in the procedure. So do a little bit of work and investigate those and be ready, okay? Is 2 weeks notice enough? 3 weeks notice? Whatever. And you're working towards two things: separating from your employment, but also if you want to go back to these people in the later date, you may need them as a reference. If you've worked there a significant amount of time, they're on your employment record, and so there's no need to burn bridges or cause anyone to give a bad reference for you. So you want to be prepared. So know those things. Then in a separate video, I cover your timing, as what type of year or what's going on for you to decide, is this the right time for you to quit, and also are your finances in a situation where you can quit. So those are covered on other videos. Now, one thing you also should be prepared for, I'll tuck it under this section, when you give notice, some places will escort you out. So have everything ready before you announce that you are resigning, because that could happen. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I don't know your situation or the company that you work in. You know, some bosses are not nice, and some businesses are very competitive, and they have experienced that once people give notice, there's a drop off in productivity. So be prepared for that in any event. And if that happens, just accept it, gather your belongings, and go on down the road. Don't cause a commotion if that happens, and that I will address that in a minute. So the next one is to be reasonable. You want to be reasonable in giving your notice, what's expected, what's required if you have a requirement, but be prepared to work through the time of your notice. So if they don't escort you out, be prepared to work through your notice and to do your job the best way you can throughout that entire time. You want to give sufficient notice so that it's a reasonable time given your work, the requirements of the company, what you're working on now, and whether or not someone else can do your job and how long it's going to take them to replace you. It's possible that there may be someone in-house that can be promoted into your job, and that would be ideal, but just be reasonable. You want to show that you're reasonable. And don't be a pushover, and don't take any abuse if someone's not nice to you. You're not their slave, you're their employee, but be reasonable under the circumstances. And then be aware also, be reasonable that some attitudes towards you may change. Some people may want your job, so they may start sucking up to you or flattering you and trying to get some type of favor. Other people may see you as a traitor. That's a little strong, but a traitor, or abandoning them in their time of need, or not putting the company interests ahead of every other interest that you have. So things will change because you are marking the beginning of the end by giving your notice. So be aware, attitudes will change. Don't change your attitude though. Keep your good attitude all the way through and doing your best job all the way through. And that brings me to the third point, which is be professional. Please be professional. Start looking sloppy coming in. Don't start coming in an hour late. Respect your work hours, your work habits, the protocols in the company. There may be some meetings that you won't be necessary. It won't be necessary for you to attend anymore. So be upfront. Ask about what's required of you as you go forward. What is most important to them in the time that you have left? Is there anything that you can do to help ease the transition? Is there something that is priority over something else that you can attend to before you leave? Be clear on what's expected of you, and be clear as far as your ending date. And then during that last period of time, don't unnecessarily gossip. Don't talk bad about someone or any procedure or project. Don't start poaching employees to take with you to your new place, or poaching customers. You are still working for this company. You need to maintain your professionalism and keep your personal life separate. If you are allowed to tell certain customers who their person will be when you depart, do that, but get that cleared with management ahead of time so that everyone's on the same page, so that you are professional and nobody can accuse you of improper behavior. And then be gracious. There may be nothing. There may be a going away party for you. There may be just individual people showing you thanks for your job or thanks for your friendship at work. Please be gracious. Comments like, aha, I'm out of here, or, suckers, good luck finishing that project, that they're terrible customers, and, you guys have been horrible to work with. That's really not going to serve you well. And if you have had any types of little run-ins, this might be an opportunity for you to mend fences. What do you care? You're leaving, and, it's not going to really put you out that much to be pleasant and be professional. This will be your opportunity to make your first impression with this company and your coworkers and your subordinates and your superiors, and this will be your last impression that they have of you, and why not make it a good one? It'll serve you in the long run. I hope these tips are helpful to you. If they are, leave us a comment, give a thumbs up, subscribe is the best way to support us. Share it if someone else may benefit. You can also check us out on the web and on Twitter and Facebook. I'll see you next time. Thanks a lot.